Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to defend yourself if your mom ever comes swinging at you with a sandal. This right here is my brother. He's going to be playing my mom. So let's say you did something wrong, right? And she swings at you. Pop! Now you have wrist control. What you want to do now is move the trajectory of the sandal away from your face and then pivot inward. From here, you can either break her arm. What I like to do is turn it around. Pop! Now she's disarmed and you have full control. Hey! Show me. Okay, guys, this is my actual mom. Let's do this one more time.
Mexicans know about this.
Let's say she swings at you, right?
Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Oh, yeah, Mexicans know a whole lot about that chapla. You don't know nothing about it. Mothers are deadly accurate with it. You can run around 2 or 3 corners in a house thinking you got away from it. But somehow, some way, the mothers know how to throw it, and it curves and moves around side to side, and bam, you get hit every time. Anyways, let's take a look at what's going on with investments. Not a whole lot, man. We're talking about how boring it is. But here's my thing. Boring could be good. For gold and silver stackers, this is awesome. We continue to stack gold and silver because the prices aren't really moving. You have crypto people out there saying the same thing. So this thing either has a silver lining, pun intended, or we could be getting duped. I'm still not sure that cryptos are bottomed out, but they don't seem to be going any lower. That's a good sign. Before we really get into this, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. Speaking of gold and silver, when you go to buy your gold and silver, go to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free ½ ounce of silver. To my subscribers over there on Pimpy's News Network, this could be you. Or even better, this could be you. All 15 squares full, which led to a 64,000 jackpot that I got. That's right. If you're a subscriber on Pimpy's News Network and you pay $5 or more per month, this could be you. Once a month, we will select one name out of the network that pays $5 or more on their subscription, and you will automatically be entered into a drawing. If your name is selected, we will reach out to you via email to let you know you have been selected. We will let you know what day we will go live on air from the casino, put in $100 on your behalf, and from there, everybody could watch live to see if you walk away with hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, and possibly even tens of thousands of dollars. We will all see live on air what the outcome is. That's going to be the fun part of this whole thing. So come on over and join Pimpy's News Network. $5 a month is all you have to pay to be eligible for the drawing. And again, if you're selected, we will do this live on air. You will see what the winner gets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on over there and join us. I look forward to it. Went over there the other day to do a couple of practice runs just to see what's going on. And I wish that would have been somebody's name that we drew, because we ended up hitting a major twice. So the major was $900 and then just a little over $500. This was done with a $2.50 bet. So not too shabby. That's not always going to be the result, but there will be times where it gets that lucky. Anyways, crypto's boring. Look, the Dems are doing everything they can, and they got to manipulate away, and I'm not even kidding you. We got midterms coming up. Gas prices look ridiculous. And to think, when that guy first got into office, he signed an executive order shutting down the pipelines, shutting down coal mines. And now look at, yeah, where we are right here in Commie, California, we are just below $7. It is like $6.70 something. It is ridiculous. Not to mention food prices and food shortages that are coming up here not that far away. Anyways, the market is tanking. We knew it was. Inflation is ridiculous. Look at this global inflation right now. Look at China's at 2.1. Saudi Arabia, Where the heck are we? Way down here at 8.6, and that's not even an honest number. We are in the double digits. We're closer to 17%, but they're not going to tell you that. We are heading in the same direction as these other countries. We're going to be like Russia and Argentina and Venezuela here before long, as people get away from using the dollar as a reserve dollar and it loses its value. Woo, it's going to come back to haunt us. Anyways, you got Bitcoin just sitting around the $30,000. Let's just even it out here, round these numbers up. It's not going up very high, and that's not going down very much either. Ethereum, the same thing. Ethereum's been sitting around $1,700. Cardano at 58 cents. XRP's been lingering around about the 40-cent level. Solana's at $37.39. Dogecoin's at 8 cents. Polkadot's at $8.70. Shiba is at 4.010. It's been hanging around about 4.011. Polygon is at 59 cents. And you got Crypto.com sitting around 16 cents. The new Satama coin, forget all those zeros. There's only 2 zeros. It's not even 1 cent yet, but almost. It has lost 20.84% of its value since it switched over. This is what I was talking about. They move you into the new coin. You don't get as many coins because what they do is make some type of conversion, because there's not that many of them in the supply like there used to be. Still has a burning mechanism, still has all kinds of possibilities. But looking at Satama V2, it actually can reach at least 1 cent, much more easier than it could have last time. You can see CoinMarketCap, as usual, always screwing with Satama. But anyways, it says on here, the owner of the smart contract isn't renounced for the following assets, which means the owners are able to modify contract behavior. For example, disabling, selling, change fees, mint new tokens, or transfer tokens. Please exercise caution if you're going to invest in this asset. See, I'm wondering if they're putting that kind of warning on all the cryptos. So anyways, yeah, the new Satama V2, because the other coin is no longer any good. It will convert. So whatever you had in Satama coins, it'll convert over to the new ones. It is sitting at 0.04. You can see here it's doing really good when it first came out and took a heck of a hit, because people are dropping their bags thinking they're making huge money off their conversion. Yeah, you're making a little, but you're better off just hanging tight. Let it go back up. Oh, yeah, look at the Russian ruble. Continue to climb. It is now at 0.17. Way back when we first talked about it, it was at 0.072. That's where it was. Today it's at 0.17. That's like a 132% increase in value. Hopefully some of you were able to pick up some of those rubles and hold on to them. They're not going to stop climbing. They're going to continue to climb. Right now, the Russian ruble is the strongest currency in the world. Silver sitting around that $22 an ounce level. It's been sitting there for quite some time. We get a little bit of up and down, but for the most part, you can see it's just running horizontal. Gold, the same thing. It's been hanging around about the 1,850 level, 60 level. Right now, it's at $1,872.20. Now, this is crazy because this was action today. So it had a pretty good jump at $23.80. It dipped, went up, got slammed back down, and recovered. This is awesome. But you can see, just like silver, it's pretty much horizontal. Not a lot of up, not a lot of down, not a lot of growth. It said the U.S. will lose its reserve currency status. The U.S. dollar doesn't have much life left. No, because they went and printed way too many of these dollars. It said, for almost anyone reading this article, there has only been one world reserve currency in your lifetime. The U.S. dollar, technically, it's a Federal Reserve note. But we'll save technicalities for another day. And there have been 5 other officially recognized prior to it. We will look at the brief history, these currencies, these downfalls, and how it pertains to our lives today. No, we won't look at all the history. Let's just focus on the U.S. dollar. But you can just see a snapshot of the history. Portugal was a reserve currency from 1450 through 1530. That's about 80 years. Spain from 1530 through 1640, which is about 110 years. The Netherlands from 1640 through to 1720. That's about 80 years. France from 1720 through 1815, 95 years. Great Britain from 1815 to 1920. That's 105 years, and we have been the reserve currency ever since. All of these countries inevitably lost their world reserve currency status due to convergence of their empires weakening in war. Ray Dalio's has a video out that's awesome, explains it to the T. The rise and fall of all the empires and the pattern that they all follow. And the United States is right in it. Each country that rose to ultimate global dominance of commercial decline due to its oversaturation point, which is what we're doing. We got trillions and trillions of dollars out there. An economic journalist explains in each case where the reserve currency has gained and lost status as such, war and conquest have played an extremely centralized role. We know that. We had that here ourselves. But anyways, let's get over here to where it says the takedown of the dollar as the world reserve currency. There are several factors that may point to the end of the dollar's reign as the world's reserve currency. I suspect there will be a convergence too that will put the nail in the dollar's coffin. Like France in the late 1700s, the U.S. is deeply indebted, more so than any nation in the history, to the tune of $30 trillion and counting. So there's a potential that the insistent money printing that Congress keeps endorsing could bring down the entire house of cards on its own. Yeah, the Dems thinking they could just spin their way out of this problem. Not going to happen. There's also another issue that many people fail to look at from an important angle when it comes to paper currency, the psychological one. Earlier this year, the U.S. SWIFT and the BIS, which is the Bank of International Settlements, decided to remove Russia from the SWIFT system almost entirely. In short, Russia was no longer allowed to use U.S. dollars and the SWIFT system to trade internationally. They did not cut off access to trading essentials. But as a retaliation, Russia has started demanding payments in rubles, gold, and Bitcoin, so their involvement with the SWIFT is truly minimal. Unfortunately, the short-sightedness of Russia's removal caused irreparable damage to the way other countries perceive the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency. For the first time in history, a country, Russia, had been blocked or removed from using the world reserve currency because they didn't behave the way the U.S. and its allies wanted it to. We didn't do this to Germany in World War II or Japan for that matter. This is a dangerous precedent to set. Why? Because this action alone destroys other countries' faith in the dollar as a reserve currency. Using the current world reserve currency now comes with conditions, and ones that aren't even mapped out, so anyone could land themselves on the chopping block at any moment. This is what I was talking about. The United States has been a bully for the longest time and has abused their power. This, along with a few other factors, may be what propels countries to make Bitcoin legal tender so as to avoid the restrictions that SWIFT can impose on them. So what does this mean? As more and more countries begin trading in currencies other than the US dollar, the value of the dollar will decline. This, I suspect, will converge with the collapse of the dollar under the weight of unmanageable debt and cause the removal of the US dollar from the world reserve currency status. At which point, the comforts America have known will no longer be as accessible or available if supply chains continue to crumble. This could lead to the U.S. being reduced to the likes of Venezuela. Can you imagine that? In which the paper currency will be so worthless that you'll find it along the streets. So yeah, you know, our way of living, our comfortability, our excessive spending, all gone. Can you imagine that? People are going to lose their mind. It says, however, if the U.S. pivots towards a debt jubilee, yes, like Nicera Jacera, and a new asset-backed currency very soon, the worst could be averted. You know, like a gold standard. How about they revalue gold and silver? But governments always need an excuse for a debt jubilee, and the most favored of them all happens to be the one that leads to a loss of countries' world reserve status, which is war. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. They got the coronavirus now as an excuse. They got the World Economic Forum as an excuse. Right now, they could do this. Go back to the gold standard, revalue gold and silver, jack up them prices. This will help give the country the liquidity it needs. But I suspect greed and stupidity that comes from our politicians and their special interest groups thinking they could pull this off are going to prevent them from doing what's right to save this country, unfortunately. Anyways, that's it for now. You guys hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it, and I'll catch you later. I'm out.